So you might have noticed that I am in a slightly different location. Now, I could have put a nice outfit on for this vlog, but I'm coming at you real from winter horsey girl life, so we're sticking to the full waterproof muddy outfit. We're keeping it real, people. This is what I wear every day in winter with my riding stuff underneath, so I don't get all muddy getting the horses in from the field before I start riding. But today is a tour of my childhood home and stables. So I'm back in Wales and the horses have come with me, so I thought I would take you around to see what it's like. So first of all, over my shoulder here is the side field. That mountain up there is like one of my favourite views, and then we've got the river running down the bottom of the field. Now, I'm well aware that I am super lucky that this is what I grew up with, that my parents could afford this, and I will forever be grateful for the upbringing I had, and this is in no way look at me, look at what we've got kind of thing. I thought it'd just be interesting for you to have a little look at where I grew up. This gate in the background here is painted red, white and blue because my dad, so before the first time I got selected for a senior GB team, my dad painted the gate like this for when I came back to do some hill training, so it was pretty cute. So first of all, here's the stables. My parents do have 3 horses here, which we'll go and see in a little bit, but they don't do anything with them, nobody rides, so nobody really uses the stables anymore, so they're a little bit in not disrepair, but just not clean and tidy and things, so they're looking a little bit mucky, that we'll try and sort out a bit while we're here. The only time they really get used is when I come home for either training or Christmas or whichever, so let's go have a look. So I've got 3 stables, one here, one here, and then one in this corner here. So down here, let me turn the light on, used to be where I kept, so I think there still might be a shavings bale down here. Yeah, there we go. Used to be where I kept the shavings and the small haylage bales, and then I had all my mucking out stuff on here. It's kind of just now gardening tools for mum and dad, but now they keep kind of the dog crates and a bit of garden furniture down here, because obviously I'm not here anymore, so it doesn't need to stay as pony storage. So this, as you can see, was Zarina's stable. Dad's off the racetrack Arab. It's no longer used as a stable anymore, it's used as a kayak, and she liked to have a friend. Oh, look how dirty that is. Hi. But she wasn't very friendly to other horses, so we got her a mirror outside her stable to keep herself company. Then we have, I mean, it's a little bit worn off now because of weather, Tizzy's stable. It floods now. It's not very dry because like loads of leaves and brambles and stuff have gone behind the stable, so really it does need digging out to stop it flooding and stuff. It's quite a big job, and when there's really no horses coming here, it doesn't really matter. So that was Tizzy's stable. None of our horses were actually stabled regularly, like overnight. We'll have a look, but we've got field shelters, and the only real time we used them was like before going to a competition or if they needed box rest or anything. And I actually never, I don't know why, because I do now, but I never really used it to tack up either. I always tied up there. We've got 3 tie rings there, 3 tie rings over there. I think in the peak of owning horses we might have had 11, because at one point I rode my brother, my mum and my dad, and then we had like the Shetlands, My Little Pony, Section A Amigo and things before they were sold on. So at the peak we had quite a few horses around. So this stable, it hasn't got the plaque anymore. This isn't used as a stable either, if I can get in. It is now used as bike storage, but in this little section here is the feed room. So all of these bins used to be my feed room here. They're all turned upside down, so instead I have got all the buckets. So tasty treat buckets and my supplement buckets come in really handy as kind of mobile feed room for while I'm here. So yeah, this little section, this door here came across and went there, so you could use this as a stable, and then this little bit as a feed room. Funnily enough, we never actually used that stable as a stable. It always got used to put all the crew gear in. Endurance riders, we have many buckets for events, so it actually never had a horse in. It's always kind of been storage. But I feel like if a horse was in there, then it would be a bit mean because they're right next to the feed room all the time. I guess another cool detail of the stables is the shoe totem pole. So there's a set from almost every horse we owned, bar the Shetlands, on there. And then up here, I don't know if it's inscribed, there's a shoe from the Celtic Challenge, I think 2005 or 6. You'd probably be able to see it more than me. And that was the first time Tizzy was in the Welsh team, I think. Or I was in the Welsh team on Ellen, I'm not sure, but it was a first for something, so that went up on the door. Then we have the tack room. Now we went for like a normal stable door, so you couldn't really differentiate the tack room from the other stables, just because I didn't want people to know it was a tack room. So this red and blue box was the first aid. Whips, lunging whips and flags in the corner. I've bought, these are Dan stirrups here, I've bought my saddles back, so Qantas, Tizzy, Aziz, and then we hang the bridles up underneath. The only saddles left here are my dad's, and then I used to kind of hang spare boots, any bits and bobs, basically bandages and stuff here. And then at the back got all like the leather tack when we used to go hunting, my dad's tack, spare head collars, that bread bin is full of bits, the partition for the lorry is in here. Then we've got the rug table, so we've got kind of stable rugs and fleeces, heavyweights, lightweights, Qantas and Aziz's spare rugs, because they're going to stay here for a little bit of a holiday. They'll stay here for January, just because the ground here is so much nicer than back in Derbyshire. In Derbyshire it's really clayey, it gets really deep and it pulls on their tendons, whereas here is quite sandy and it's really nice. And Qantas has quite bad mud fever at the moment, so hopefully that'll settle down a bit. And I think it's really good for them to be turned away every year to just be horses. So Tizzy, I used to give her 3 months off every year, literally did nothing with her, just kind of checked her over, fed her, occasionally brought her in for a groom just to make sure she was fine under a rug. But yeah, I think it's really good for especially competition horses, to be able to just chill out, do what they want for a little bit. It's really good to kind of let the muscles relax. Tizzy, now she's a bit older, I don't give that much time off because she just loses so much muscle and it's really hard to get back up. So she's coming back with me, and just keep her ticking over so she doesn't kind of lose that muscle and fitness. But the boys, they're still young, 6 and 7, so they're going to have at least a month. We'll see how it goes. It depends on lockdown as well, if I'll be able to get back into Wales to pick them up. It doesn't matter if not, there's plenty of land here for them to wander around in. Then we also have, so we have to put emergency numbers on our saddles when we ride, so there's loads of ones from over the years here. And then this is where we have the head collars. These are the 3 head collars for the horses at home. I've moved them over while I'm here, my head collars. Then we've got a few plaques and stuff. That was from Hungary, a sticker from the World Championships. That's Europeans. This one is sideways. Hello, there's another Europeans. I completely forgot that we had these little pony stencils on. So my dad built this tack room when I was, I think, quite young. I must have been like 12, 13. And it was a surprise and it was really cool because I knew the stables were going up because it's a little bit hard to hide that. But this was like an entrance into the garage, and obviously they've put like this stud wall between the garage and here, and I didn't know it was going to be a tack room until Dad opened the door and it was finished. I was really happy. It was really good. It was really nice to have our own space, because before that we kept all the saddles in the house because there was nowhere really to store them. So yeah, that is the tack room. Okay, then we have the front field. So this is kind of the main field that the horses that are still here stay in over winter. It's right in front of the house, and you can look out the living room window. Got great views down the valley, and then the river is still running across. And then we have another field over the river that we'll go have a look. Just because I love the river. I love going down there. The sound of it, like, it's always, you can always hear it. I find it really, really soothing. So that is the front field, and we'll go over to the field shelters now. Okay, so we have one field shelter that connects to two different fields, but also we have this kind of one behind me here that's got the lawnmower in. This was made into Tizzy's rehab kind of stable when she broke her leg, because she was hellish to stable when she was over there, but other horses could come in and say hi to her. She could see through that window into the field and into the front field, so she was much better in here. She spent, I think, 3 or 4 months in there. I was at uni at the time, so Mum had to do all the looking after and mucking out and stuff. Then we have the kind of main field shelter over there, and the side field down here where you can just about see Bumper. Let's go see them. So there are 3 horses left at home, 2 off the racetrack Arabs, one called Kal Shira, one called Gilvach Zarina, Callie and Zarina for short, and then we've got my rescue pony Bumper. She's called Bumper because Dad went to buy a bumper for like a Metro or something for a small car, and came back with a dying foal in the boot, and we all slept with her in the stable and looked after her, and here she is now many years later. So this is the side field, and probably one of the ones with the best view. So they're super muddy, but they've got a field shelter and they're super fluffy, so they don't really need rugs. So this is Callie. Hey Cal. Hi sweetheart, what is this, huh? Good girl. You're having a nice retirement, yeah? Then the middle one here is Bumper. Callie's gonna follow us now. What are you like? They're so friendly, considering they don't actually, obviously they're looked after, they're fed, their hooves are done and all of that, but they're not actually kind of handled day to day, because they're all, the 2 ex-race horses are retired, and Bumper would never get rid of her. So hi Bumper. She's got a little hog, because she literally gets the messiest mane in the world, don't you Bumps? And look how muddy you are. Hey, hello. Good girl. Oh, you've got a gunky eye. You've got a gunk in your eye. Should we get that out? Oh, yush. She's like, no thank you, I don't want a clean face. She is, so obviously the 2 Arabs are Arabs, but Bumper is a bit of a Welsh Cob cross Arab. We don't really know her breeding. She was a late foal and weaned too early, so she was in a barn with lots of ponies off the mountain and wasn't doing very well, but hello. She was the easiest pony, alright, she was the easiest pony to back. She literally put her head in the bridle and off we went. Hey Bumps, good girl, huh? Good girl. And then we've got possibly the least friendly mare we've ever had, but she is also one of the best horses we've ever had. She was phenomenal at, well, on the track and at endurance. My dad was on the Welsh team several times with her, and I think you're the muddiest of them all. Has everyone been rolling this morning? Hello Zarina. Hello sweetheart. I know. Here's the camera, it's funny, isn't it? They all love like the fluffy bit. Hello, sweetheart. You okay? Yeah? Kisses for the camera. You trying to get the mic? Yeah? I know. Yeah, so those are the 3 ponies at home. So here is the entrance to the field over the river. All of these front fields have access to the river, and I swear that it's magic water, and there's probably some sort of mineral composition in this that is like better than any supplement you can feed. But it tastes so good. It's so cold and clean, and it's got the best taste ever until you've tasted non-filtrated, I guess. Like the water that we have in the Midlands is it comes from Severn Trent, so it's been through like the water system, whereas this is literally off the mountain from the sky. The house has a well, so the water is from a spring and in a well. It just tastes amazing. It's so good. Until you've tasted it, you don't understand. So yeah, so this river runs obviously all the way, and that's kind of the outskirts of the land. So in total there's about 22 acres. There's the house, traditional Welsh stone white farmhouse. So here is where we store the big bales. In winter we have a tractor that we just put one big bale out into the field, and it does 3 horses for a week. So it's quite a low maintenance way of keeping horses. Whew, I've walked up from the river all the way to here. So why I'm out of breath, because it's actually not that far. It's quite embarrassing. But I bet you're thinking you've not seen where Tizzy, Qantas and Azid are yet, and that is because they're in the back field. So this is the last of the fields, and one of my favourites because of the view up the mountain, but also, and I'll insert a little clip here, it's the field that I can see from my bedroom window. So I can actually wake up, stand on my bed and have a little peep. They're up there at the moment. We'll go get Tizzy in a little bit and go for a little hack. Let's get Tizzy.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love. A few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love in every glass I'm drinking, we're like one and without you I'm sinking. I'm always shining next to you. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted 'cause I got you. I have always been afraid of changes, but you show me life is full of faces. Sometimes clouds got in our favorite places, but we were young and unaware. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted 'cause I got you. La 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 la. I'm just fine 'cause I got you.
young, still drunk in love. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted 'cause I got you. La 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 la. Time is up, nothing to do. You are gone, that makes me blue. But here it comes to take me to.
I hope you have enjoyed coming for a tour of my childhood stables and coming on a little ride of one of my old training routes. I love coming home. My soul feels happy in the Welsh mountains, and Tizzy loves having a good explore too.